Sail, you know daisy days, golden boats and gentle ease. Waves whispering, secrets in the air. Adventure calls, we're daring pair. Oh, lazy beer, you breeze. Take us wherever you please. With the sun on our face, we'll conquer any race. Seagulls dancing in the sky as we sail, feeling oh so high. Water sparkles like diamonds bright. On this journey, everything feels right. Oh, lazy beer,
So we picked up for this boat the Tohatsu Sail Pro 6 horsepower that has an alternator to it also. It works really great. 5.5 knots, throttle only 1/3 open if so, and the engine is just great for this boat. It is the maximum that the boat can accept, 6 horsepower, and it charges the boat battery. And the engine is just great for this boat. It is the maximum that the boat can accept, 6 horsepower, and it charges the boat battery. It has forward and reverse. And this here is, by the way, the 25-inch extra long shaft. And when I was sailing yesterday here with about 3-foot high waves following seas, no problem. The engine doesn't come out. The prop stays submerged all the time, so it works really, really well for this boat. And no, just in case that you're wondering, unfortunately we are not sponsored by Tohatsu. So that is just, right?
Yes.
So it's just we just like the engine. It works out great for this boat here. The Venture of Newport 23 has about 2,000 pounds displacement. Might be a little bit more than that, but yeah, let's say loaded up maybe 2.5, and this engine is pushing it along with ease. That's a lot of reserve in this here, so that's nice. So what I really like about the Venture 23 is that you can run all your halyards from here, basically standing in the companionway entrance. With open edge I can reach all of that. And if you have the prop top up, you can get even closer to the mast. So you're always in the center of the boat, which is nice for a trailer sailor. So because we're running cheap, you know, trailer sailing is all about budget, I guess, and not having horrendous marina fees and all of that. We didn't have the budget for a furler for the Yankee. So let's say to get it down, a simple and cheap idea was to rig kind of like a, what do you want to call it, like a dowsing line or something to get the sail down. So here's a tryout. So I'm opening the halyard for the Yankee. There she goes, and if I'm not standing on it, it should actually work. And there she comes and falls right into the pulpit. Forward pulpit or push pit, again. Potatoes, tomatoes, whatever you want to call it. And that's our little shoestring that is certainly much cheaper than a several hundreds or $1,000 furler for your head sail. And it works. Ta-da! All right, you guys, let's get back to the motor here for a second. So the Tohatsu Sail Pro is available in long or ultra long shaft version, which means essentially either 20-inch or 25-inch shaft length. And this is a one-cylinder 6-horsepower engine with a pretty decent displacement of 123 cubic centimeters. And the engine is carbureted, and it has a digital ignition system, an advanced digital CD ignition system with low oil pressure warning indicator, and also an ESG over REV RPM limiter. They used high-grade marine alloy for the entire construction and stainless steel water pump housing. This is a zinc-coated water passage engine, so they coated basically all the cooling water passages from the inside, and that is why she is saltwater rated. There's also, because of that, a sacrificial zinc anode on it. Adjustable steering friction comes with it, and now also a forward mounted gear shifter selector. So you get forward, neutral and reverse, and it's super easy to reach from the front of the engine. I like that a lot. The twist grip throttle is also adjustable with the friction, and you get an integrated carrying handle. It comes by factory with an installed alternator with 12 volt, 60 watt, 5 amp output that will charge your board batteries while you're motoring. I like that feature a lot. It is perfect for a little cruising sailboat, a little trailer sailor, that it will actually charge your battery banks while you're motoring. Starting gear protection, of course, and again, the engine is thermostatically controlled by water cooling system. There's very few air-cooled engines around. Actually, can I think, oh yeah, maybe the Honda 2.3, I believe, is air-cooled, but yeah, water-cooled engines are obviously standard. And it is a 4-stroke, by the way, not a 2-stroke. We are reviewing here a 4-stroke engine. And for that, it's actually fairly light. So the 20-inch comes in at 59 pounds. And I believe the ultra-long 25-inch version would be 61 pounds. So for a 4-stroke engine, not bad. It has quite through the propeller exhaust. And the engine will come with a 3-gallon fuel tank, an external one. The latest model, there's a newer one, what we are reviewing is the 23-24 model. The D model now, the very latest one, has also a little internal tank, in addition to the external tank of, I believe, 0.3 gallons. They will deliver this engine to you with the external tank, 3-gallon tank, the fuel line, the operating manual and emergency toolkit, and the standard 5-year Tohatsu warranty, limited warranty. Yeah, it is a really great running, reliable engine. They made the flywheel a little bit bigger, so pulling is very easy. It's very easy to start the engine. And I used to have the predecessor of this engine years and years ago. Back then it was a normal 6-horsepower Tohatsu. It didn't have the alternator or an electronic ignition system, none of that. And I actually used that on a 25-foot Cape Dory that displaced 4,000 pounds, and it was sufficient for the boat. It is really lovely. That high thrust propeller does the trick on it. If you're interested in watching that video about the 25-foot Cape Dory, I leave it here at the end of this episode for you on the screen, so check it out if you're interested. So my favorite feature here is definitely the charging system, 12 volt, 60 watt, 5 amp alternator. I think for a small engine designed for tiny cruising sailboats, trailer sailors, that is absolutely fantastic. She's easy to handle, and by the way, I forgot to mention, you can put her down on 3 different sides now without spilling any oil, and she obviously also has a shallow water drive, 6 different adjustable positions for different transoms. So the Sailmaster Pro by Tohatsu is really great for this boat, and it runs on the snip of an oily rack. It hardly uses any fuel. I like to pull the fuel line and let the carburetor run dry, that there's nothing building up in there every time. I basically don't use it for a longer time, like now. I know there might have been one drip of gasoline, I apologize. Normally it works a little better. So we let it run dry now, and that will prevent any residue to build up in the carburetor and clog the jets, so that way the engine will start perfectly every time I'm coming back to the boat. So this engine is running now just with the fuel in the carburetor for a solid over 5 minutes easily. Unbelievable, it's still not out of fuel. Over 8 minutes now. There she is, finally. Wonderful. So that way there's no build-up in the carburetor and everything is nice and clean. So and then I like to have her out of the water. So there's a little bit... Oh, I did that wrong. Oops. So you can obviously adjust the tilt on the engine here. There's a lever for that. So first she needs to come out of the water, and there's a little tap here that needs to be moved aside on the Venture, which is kind of a little bit of a pain, to be honest. But that way you can lift it out, and then you basically kick it back. And I did that also today when we were sailing. It works good. It clears completely, even though it's a 25-inch extra long shaft. It is definitely still high enough to clear the water line, which is pretty sweet actually. That's why I like this engine a lot for the Venture 23, Venture of Newport 23, because it's kind of like a perfect fit for this boat. Now it's time to tidy up. I like to put the main sheet on the boom here. The covers that we have for it are not ideal. It'd be a nice winter project to make proper sail covers. But they work for now. Yeah, that's really probably one of the best ways to make friends in a marina if you don't tidy up your halyards and they bang against the mast continuously while your slip neighbor is trying to get a good night's sleep. So that's why I like to run everything away from the mast and tie it up somewhere to avoid that altogether. As always, folks, thanks for watching, and we hope to catch you on the next one here on Sailing Good Old Boats. Cheers!